everyone, and welcome to a very special edition of Comet Community Office Hours. My name is Emily Lewis, and today we're joined by data journalist, heartbeat writer, and now book author, Dr. Angelica Duca. Dr. Duca is a professor of data journalism at the University of Pisa in Italy and a researcher at the Institute of Informatics and Telematics, part of the National Research Council. A longtime contributor to Heartbeat, she is also the author of Comet for Data Science, recently published with PACT. Angelica, thanks so much for joining us today.
Hi, Emily. Hi, everyone. I'm very excited and happy to be here with you today. For me, it's the second time that I participate to your office hours, and here I feel at home. Hi.
Amazing. Yeah, we've definitely had Angelica's expertise on the show before, and I'll make sure to link all those so you can dive in and learn more from her. But yeah, I want to kick it off. So Angelica just released an entire book with Pact Community Editions, Comet for Data Science. So of course, writing a book is a huge endeavor, and I was lucky enough to get a peek into the process and help along the way. But can you tell us where the idea for the book first came from, and can you talk us through what that process looked like from idea to now a published book?
Yes, indeed, I am a researcher. And in general, I like to study, to search, to discover new things. And about 1 year ago, I came across Comet, and I began to study it and to discover some interesting things. And then I wrote an article, a blog post about Comet that was appreciated by the community. It was published by Towards Data Science. It was very useful, and yes, I published it. After some time, the product manager from PACT contacted me, and he asked me for writing a book about Comet, because he really this article, this blog post, and he wanted to transform into a book. For me, it was a surprise, because I haven't never been writing a book, and so it was a new novelty for me. And I was worried. At the beginning, I was worried about that. But then I decided to write this book. I accepted his proposal. And then I tried to write a table of contents, an outline of the book, and the process begins. It took about 4 months. It started on February of this year, the 1st of February, and then it proceeded for 4 months. And after that, the book was eventually published.
Yeah, it seems like it was a very quick process. You did a lot of work. I think you're doing like a chapter every other week. So
Yeah.
obviously, that's a really different approach than writing articles for Heartbeat or towards data science. How did that writing process look for you? Because obviously you are a researcher, you are a data journalist, so you are spending a lot of time writing in your
Yes.
job. But how do you approach a longer form book versus just an article?
I think that there are 2 main differences between writing a book and writing a blog post. The first one is that when you write a book, you have to respect the deadlines. You have many deadlines, and you don't work alone. There is a team composed of the editor, the reviewers, and the technical people. So you have to keep your deadline. You have to respect your deadlines. And this is the first difference with between writing a book and writing an article. The second difference is that when you write a book, you have to to maintain the same thread across all the book. While when you write a blog post, or in general also a scientific paper, you can change the topic. Maybe an article is about one topic, another article is about another topic, and there is a big difference. From my point of view, writing a book was my dream since I was a child. And for me, writing this book is like realizing this dream. When I was younger, I wrote 2 short novels, but in Italian, which is my language. And I published them. One of them was published by a local publisher, but it was never sold. No, it wasn't accepted, appreciated. The second book that I wrote was by the self-publishing techniques, and it is you can buy also on Amazon. It's available, but it was a small experience. Yeah, writing a 90 book is more requires a great effort. Is another job. You can say it's another job. Yes.
Yeah, it's absolutely a full-time job. It takes so much
Yes.
time, and it's so much time to just put aside to sit and write and think through all of the threads and think through how it all connects.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, really excited to see that, this dream is finally come true. You have a full book that's doing very well, currently number 1 on the Amazon Kindle store.
Yes.
So yeah, clearly it's being really well received, and it's so well written. You've always had such a way with words, and in English for sure, but I'm sure even more in Italian.
Yeah.
So obviously when
Okay.
you were writing this book, you spent a lot of time in the Comet platform and really diving into all the different aspects
Yeah.
of the tool. Did you find any new uses for Comet or discover anything new that you hadn't come across yet while you were researching for this book?
Yes, I think that Comet is a world, is full of, it provides a lot of features, many features. For me, it's surprising because you can keep track of your projects, you can organize them, you can even share your projects with other collaborators, you can build panels. In general, you can cover almost all steps of a project, data science project life cycle in Comet, and this is fantastic. But the thing that for me it's very surprising is the possibility to integrate external libraries in Comet in a very easy way. For example, Comet is fully integrated with Lab, DeepNote, TensorFlow, Scikit-learn, Gradio, and many other libraries which you use in your everyday life. And this is fantastic because you find in Comet what you use without Comet. And this is fantastic. For me, it was a surprise. I really like it. It also provides other features. I invite you to test it and to discover by yourself, because there are many things like a panel, the possibility to write your code in the language that you prefer. For example, you can use Python, R, the R language, Java. Or if you use another language, you can, for example, you can use the REST API and you can write your code in the language that you prefer. It's very versatile. Comet is very versatile from this point of view. I really like it. And I hope to continue to study Comet, because now there is also a new release of Comet, a recent release, which is not covered in the book. And so I'd like to study it to learn new things. Yes.
Might have to be book number 2, right?
Maybe, yes, it could be.
Yeah, so you actually discovered Comet before you started writing for Heartbeat. So I'm curious how you came across the platform, how you came across the tooling. What was your first experience or interaction with Comet?
Yes, indeed, I am a researcher, and from this point of view, I usually write on new ideas. I'd like to test new ideas at the prototyping stages. My projects never go to production. This is the reality, because I am a researcher. But I'd like to, personally, I like to share all my finding, everything, even my code with the community, because I think that the more you give to the community, the more the community gives you back. And I started to think to something that allowed me to share my code, because my code was hidden in my computer. And that's something that, a tool, something that maybe allowed me to track my projects, monitor them, share with others. And I began to search on the internet, on the web. And I came across Comet. In this case, I discovered that Comet did not only provide these features that I was searching for, but it provides many other features, such as this fact that you can monitor and track different experiments. And from a data science perspective, this is fantastic. Everything I did before, I did everything manually. And now through Comet you can write your experiments directly in Comet, and everything is done automatically. It's fantastic, yes, and yes.
Yeah, we definitely want to move on from the manual spreadsheets, make it a lot easier, a lot faster. Yeah, a lot more iteration for sure. And I do want to point out too, so Comet is completely free for academics. For anyone watching, if you're interested, you want to start playing, totally free. We have a lot of different tooling, even more new releases that are constantly coming out. So it's definitely something that's continuing to evolve. So I wanted to ask, obviously you have a ton of fantastic information in this book. Is there one thing that you want readers to take away after they've finished reading?
Yes, I hope that readers follow my step, in the sense that maybe they can move their projects to production by taking from their hidden directory in their folder to deeper stage, to the production stage. And I hope they also can learn, review some basic concepts regarding learning, time series analysis, and whatever. And definitely, maybe they can fall in love with Comet, as I did while I was writing this book.
Yeah, we definitely hope so. And part of our growth is that we're always open to the community. So we have a community Slack. People can always reach out to me. We want to hear new ideas or what people are hoping that the new version of Comet can be. So you are a data journalist, which you described as telling the stories about data and pulling out the narrative that goes with the data. Did that experience and knowledge help you when you were looking at how to structure the book? Did you approach it like it was a data journalism like project, or did you need to keep it a little different and try a new organization system for the book?
Yes, indeed, the book is about data science, which is quite similar and quite different from data journalism. But data journalism and data science share some aspects have some topics in common. And so I followed the typical data journalism flow for some aspects, and then I added some specific aspects of data science to the structure of the book. But I think that indeed the main skills required for the book were not from the data journalism point of view, but from a computer science point of view. I am a computer scientist, and I used much more these skills than the data journalism ones, yes, to write the book.
That makes sense. Yeah. And so I'm a writer myself. I'm not quite as prolific as you, but I always want to know, for your writing style, do you tend to prefer to always work at the same desk or at the same time of day? Or do you write bits and pieces where you have time, where you have inspiration? I always like learning other writers' process of writing and creating.
Yeah, indeed, I am very busy in all the points of view. I have a family, I have work, I have a job, I have everything. So when I have time, I write. I like writing also during the night, during the early morning, in the afternoon. When there is time, I write. Yes, so I don't have any precise schedule of the day, but when there is time, I run to the computer, I turn the computer on, and I write.
Seems to be the easiest way given how busy all of us are. You just snatch a few minutes or at night you try to get some in. Yeah, that's great. Obviously that system worked. Hopefully you get a little bit of relief. Now that you've completely submitted it, it's out in the world, you can take a little bit of a break. So I
Yeah,
want to
in
make
fact,
sure,
but
yeah, I wanted to make sure that we highlight, obviously, the most important thing. Where can readers get a hold of this book, and where can they get their copy digitally or physical copy?
yes, maybe there is a website. I have set up a website for the book, which is cometfordatascience.com, where the readers can find all the information. They can select also their preferred book retailer, and also they can read some additional information about the book.
Awesome. Yeah, I will definitely include links for everyone watching. So before we kind of wrap up here today, Angelica, I just want to know what's next for you. Obviously, most of this year has been writing this book, but I know you've got a couple speaking engagements and conferences later this year. What are you doing to close out 2022?
Yes, I have to. In November, I will be hosted by be a guest of the Data Talks Club Book of the Week. Then I will have a conference in November during 2022, where I will have a keynote about model tracking in general and with a focus on Comet. And I hope also to discuss about this topic in other conferences also in the next year.
So definitely keeping busy.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I
Yes.
will definitely leave links below to purchase a copy. Really encourage folks to leave a review. I'll also leave links to where you can follow Angelica and all the amazing work that she's doing. Seriously, everyone, this is such a good resource. It's so well written, really insightful to see how Comet can be used in such a variety of ways. So please do check out the book and leave a review. Angelica, thank you so, so much for joining me today. It's been a pleasure as always.
Oh, yes, it was a pleasure as well. Bye-bye.
Amazing. Thank you, everyone. Take care. Hi, everyone. Just popping in to let you know about a super, super, super exciting giveaway that we've got. It's going to be happening over on the Comet Twitter account. We have 5 copies of Dr. Duca's book to give away to the next 200 followers on our Twitter account. That's a free physical copy or ebook of Comet for Data Science to 5 random winners. All you have to do is follow us on Twitter in the next 2 weeks, so 2 weeks from when this video goes live, and keep your inbox open. Be sure to like this video and leave a comment down below about what you're hoping to learn from Dr. Duca's book, as well as how you're using Comet today. Good luck, everyone.